Hello. Today I'm going to explain and critique my flipped classroom lesson on identifying coins and identifying the value of the coins. I teach first grade, and in first grade, students only have to be able to identify pennies, nickels, dimes, and quarters and identify the value that goes with them. In my flipped classroom lesson, I was beginning, it was the beginning of the unit, and we were on day 2. So the students, I sent home for them to watch a YouTube video, when it was a really exciting video for them to watch, on identifying coins and then identifying their value. After they watched this really fun, exciting YouTube video, then they were to complete a seesaw learning activity. This activity, they had to match the name of the coin with the picture of the coin. So after they came back the next day at school, I would be able to, and I could do this at home after they completed the seesaw activity, I could see what each child scored, and I could either do one of two things. I could send it back to them to complete again, or when they came back to school the next day, I could use those activities to pull small groups and work with each small group, and I could complete the activity with them, or after I worked with them to work on what they missed, then send it back to them and they could complete it individually. Also, when they came back to the school the next day, I had a Quizlet prepared for them to do as a class together so that we could review what they had learned the day before. I also, when they came back to class the next day, wanted to work with them with plastic coins so that we could go over them with some hands-on learning so that they could see exactly what the coins look like in real life. The things that I think that I might run into that would be difficult is I do teach at a Title I school. Some of my students may have trouble having internet access at their houses. I know I did run into that this past year when we would have virtual days or snow days when we would send home the students' Chromebooks. All of my students do have Chromebooks, but I did have students that did not have internet access at their houses. Another issue that I may have is that students don't have the parent help at home. Their parents won't help them or make them do their homework at home. You have to kind of have a parent buy-in to get them to do the activities. So most of my students, though, last year were really excited when they got to take home their Chromebooks. So I think if it was an ongoing thing like the flipped classroom way of doing things, then I think that they would probably be more apt to do it because it's the way of teaching that. When we did have virtual learning after COVID and during COVID, I had a lot more parents that would do their students' work with them. But when we had virtual days last year, I would only have about half of my class participating in that because the parents would either say they didn't have internet or they didn't have time because they were working or things like that. So those, I think, would be the issues that I would have. But the things that I think that I will use in my classroom this year is, now that I know how to make a YouTube video, I think I will definitely use that with my students. We are doing a new phonics program with my students, or with all of our first graders, where we send home a video each week with our students. And the parents have to sign a contract that they're going to do the activities with their students. And so we make a video for each week for the students, for the parents and the students to use. So I will use YouTube to make that video each week for the parents and the students to watch. I've never used Quizlet with my kiddos in first grade. We've used it with other classes when we've teamed up with them. I've just never used it with my class individually, but I think that I'll definitely use it after taking this class this summer. And again, I use Seesaw a lot because I'm able to go back and I always go back and check their work and then try to pull them either in groups or individually because I'm able to see what they still need to work on. And then I can send it back to them as a review and they can go do it again if they didn't understand it the first time. Other activities. I really want to try, as I've said before in some of my activities, I really want to get involved with some of the Ozobots and things like that, and robots that our school offers, since we are a technology magnet for our district. But I'm really excited about using lots of the games that we have learned about during this class, and I definitely want to use the YouTube app, and I'm really excited about that. But I've learned so much, and can't wait to try all of this. Thank you so much.